Today we're gonna try some new TEMU beauty products. These are basically all makeup items, and we're gonna do a hot buy or hot mess. I just kind of want to see whether or not any of these products are just as good as the other ones I've hauled and tried in the past. If you enjoy TEMU hauls, you like TEMU products, you're wondering whether or not they work, how they swatch, how they perform, make sure you check my TEMU haul playlist. I also have a makeup tutorial playlist in which you'll find makeup tutorials of me trying tons of TEMU products. But we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna bring you guys up close and personal, and we are gonna try some of these items. And no, my shirt is not dirty or stained. My hair's almost still wet. Your girl just got out the shower. Now in regards to the peach sponge, it's really funny because I ended up getting 3 more. I'm only showing you 2, but 3 more in the mail, but these are pink. I don't know why, but I did end up getting them. It could have been by mistake. Nonetheless, it is a great opportunity to show you a before and after. This one is already damp and ready to go for the makeup look that we're gonna kind of create today. This is what it looks like before we wet it, and this is after. I don't know why. The beige one, which I gave to my niece, almost looked this big already. I don't know why it looks different, but it is. It is going to be what it's gonna be. We are gonna go ahead with the Skin Perfecting Primer. We've tried this in a previous haul. It's actually really nice. It's weird. It feels oily. It looks like an oil. It's not very silicone-y feeling. It does feel oily when it first goes on the skin, and then it eventually feels like you have nothing on. Almost like you put water on. It's so weird. So this primer is not first impressions for today's video, and I actually really liked it. I've used it a few times. As for foundation, we were between these 2 by Lang Many, number 8 and number 7, or number 7, number 8. Let's swatch. This one here is number 7. And then this one is number 8. They both look orangey on my skin. However, the 8, I feel like if I apply it very lightly, maybe one pump the entire skin, like the face, I think it'll be all right and it'll blend with the rest of my neck. So let's do 8 on the cheek here, very lightly. I'm gonna blend, oh, what is that? Okay, I'm gonna blend that out. I'm gonna let it sit. I wanna see if it's gonna oxidize before I officially choose what shade I want. But I think 8 is gonna be my best bet. And while that's setting, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this from here, cause girl, And then I have to apply a little more primer, cause yeah, it is settled. The best way to do this is to go with number 8. I'm gonna pop 1 pump. I think that's gonna be more than enough on one of these little acrylic pellets. I'm gonna take this baby, I'm gonna gently dab, and then as I dab, I will apply. It does seem like it's a pretty full coverage foundation, so I think a little bit is gonna go a very long way. If you over apply, it may look heavy on the skin, unless you like the look of a full coverage foundation, which then in that case, it makes sense. I don't like heavy coverage. Even when I'm going glam, I apply the most coverage on my T-zone and the rest of my skin is pretty natural and flawless. So I think this teeny tiny amount, look, I mean, I haven't even used the full pump, but I feel like oftentimes when I get compliments on my makeup, I don't think people understand. I really go by the philosophy of less is more. And granted, I understand that a lot of people also want more coverage because they feel like they need more coverage. Maybe they're trying to kind of balance out their skin, but there's different ways. Why am I doing this sideways? There's different ways of doing that for sure. And it just takes some time to really learn your skin and like the application process for you in particular. All right, so far that little amount looks really good on the skin. It's set, it feels like I have a powder, so it's not tacky, it is not fragrance, and I did not use the entire pump, which is absolutely phenomenal. The skin looks good, it didn't oxidize. I'm okay with the look. We definitely have to go in with some concealer to bring some life back in to these eyeballs. I ended up getting these 2, if you guys recall, between 215 and 222. I think 222 was the one that was way too light for me. So I figured we would use 215. 222 was way too light, and 215, although slightly pink and still very light, I felt like I could probably get away with applying some. So I'm gonna do one eye first. And so we're gonna test out this cover up plus the sponge to see how it gets in there. It's not as pointy as a regular sponge. So for me, it's like, is it gonna be easy? Is it gonna be comfortable? Is it worth snagging? And it'll still do the same thing the other one does, even though it's not as pointy. I don't know, we're figuring it out together. Okay, I could pull off 215. To be honest though, 215 is very light, almost like a serum concealer. doesn't have a lot of coverage. So if you need full-blown coverage, I would say skip it because it brightens, but it's not giving insane coverage. I'm gonna go ahead, balance out the other side, and then I'm gonna set it. Maybe it'll look better with a setting powder, like more smooth and pretty with some powder. Give me 1 segundo. I'm gonna use my setting powder. Right now I'm using the Beauty Creations banana powder. And then let's do this side here. What the heck is that under my eyes, guys? Wait, I thought it was a powder for a second, but it's not. I have not powdered this eye. Do you see these chunkies? I added some powder and I'm like, oh, is that glitter? No, they're chunkies. Do you guys see that? All of this here? Okay, it's that concealer formula. Oh no, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, so we're gonna remove this concealer. All right, never mind. We're gonna go in with my Ofra Cosmetics Absolute Cover Concealer. In terms of getting in there in the inner corner, it's doing the job, but you do have to really like smush it to get in there. I don't feel like this sponge is gonna be for everyone. There we go, the under eyes are looking normal. However, I really do like how the butt covers one big area all at once. It's so convenient. And now we're gonna try this brow producto. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna go with the shade Deeper. Twisty, twisty, we're gonna fill in the brown. We're gonna see. I wish I had a spoolie on this side, but that's me asking for too damn much. I know. We are going to. Okay, so I feel like the shade Deeper works because the other one's way too like warm toned for my brows, a little on the red side. It's creamy, it's blending, it's applying. It's a good thing I have a loose spoolie here. All right, so here on the brows, just with the Deeper, I think that's pretty cool. It looks good. I'm thinking of going in with probably, is it the concealer or the highlight? No, the concealer was gray. I'm gonna go in with the highlighter shade, which would basically be a concealer for my brows, and I'm going to sculpt the edges of the brow so it'll look clean, sharp, and sculpted. You see there's already a definite difference between the bottom of either brow. All right, this baby works. I'm not mad at her. Next, we're gonna work on the eyes. I am going to prime with this dupe for the P. Louise bases. It is the Everall eyeshadow primer. I got mine in medium 02. And let me just put a little dot over here. I actually really liked it the last time I used it. My eyeshadow lasted all freaking day. It did not crease and it did the most. If you wanted to try a base like this one, you've never tried a base, this is really affordable, I would say yes. Try it, snag it. It was less than $2, so it doesn't hurt your pocket. And you get to see if maybe, you know, if you like this one, then maybe investing in the P. Louise or the Joanne Cosmetics one would be your next step. See, a little bit, it's gonna go a very long way. And then between these two palettes, you guys requested the Empowered palette, which is supposed to be a dupe for the Huda Beauty ones. We shall see. The thing is, we also had these and we wanted to try these. So what if we go with this color for today and then try the palette? And so we'll do a duochrome and a palette just so that we can see whether or not these are worth your money. As I start off with the crease shade, we're gonna keep it simple for now. We're gonna build as we go. You guys already know how we do it. I'm gonna go in with the shade Rebel. Let's see if this one's pigmented enough. Like, I don't think it's gonna be an exact dupe for the Huda Beauty one. Not that I have it, because I don't. But you just never know. TEMU has some really great dupes that we've discovered here on the channel, so I'm not mad at it. You know, I understand that makeup is so expensive nowadays. Back then, I used to think it was expensive. Now, Nana, come on. So I get it. It's one of those things, like, if you can find a really good alternative, if you're coming out of pocket anyway, and you can save some money, why not? So I'm always open to trying dupes because you never know. See, and with that primer, it's really, really nice. The eyeshadow is just gliding right on it, although it's tacky. With the same brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Worthy. And I'm gonna pop that on the crease, focusing it out here, bringing it forward gently. Okay, that's really pigmented. I'm not mad at her. Before we move forward, I'm gonna dip in to the little Chameleon Multi-Chrome in the shade number, actually it wasn't 6, it's 9. This is 9. The 9 has like that red tone to it, but it also kind of looks green, depending. Yellow, it's so beautiful. I'm gonna use my Ofra brush. This is an Ofra Pro 11. On my bases on, so wish me luck. Here we have the duochrome, and she is stunning. I have some fallout. This sucks. I need to avoid messing up the base. I'm gonna leave the inner corner alone because I do want to use a shimmer shade from the Huda Dupe palette to see whether or not they're any good. But based on my swatches, they looked chunky, so I wasn't sure. Oh my god, this duochrome is stunning. So yeah, so most of the eye will be duochrome because it's just really pretty. Before I dust away the fallout, I'm gonna go in with this angled fluffy brush. I'm gonna dip into Bold Moves. I wanna see what that's gonna look like on the inner corner. I'm gonna tap out. Let's see. We're gonna leave that shade there. I think I want a gold, so I'll go with Charisma. Tap out and see what Charisma looks like. Yeah, gold is the way to go. So I'm gonna take Charisma. I'm gonna blend that in here. You know, they swatched. Yeah, they swatched chunky, but it looks good. And I'm gonna like really blow this out in here. I want this to be nice and bright. And I'm just gonna pack the gold on top of that white shimmer shade. It'll be okay, it's all gonna work out, it's fine. And then I'll grab the brush that I used for the duochrome and I'm gonna blend those two shades together so it's not like messy, one shade to the other, there'll be a gradient. All right, now I am gonna dust away the fallout. I'm scared. The fallout was the duochrome, so you have to be really careful with that. That can really, it's just as bad as having a black fallout under your eye. With a clean fluffy brush, I'm gonna dip into the shade Confident, which is like a brick red. I'm gonna tap out, and I'm gonna drag that under the eye. I'm not gonna blow it out, but I'm gonna bring it as close to the lash line as possible. Bring it out here, so it'll meet in the outer corner, and then bring her in. I'm gonna move forward and finish off the eyes by applying mascara and lashes. I did add some liner, and it's looking so good. So give me a second, I'll be right back. Girl, I think the eyes turned out better than I honestly expected them to. So we're on a roll here, and then we're going to try the Hendayan Lippies. I don't know if I want to go super deep or I want to go just about here. I normally go nude, you know, but I also really like color. So let's see, we're gonna go ahead and swatch 3. I'm gonna swatch 3, 5, and 6. I like that the packaging, oh, I thought these were liquid lipsticks. No, girl, no, they're not. Oh, that's a pretty shade. These are bullet lipsticks. I don't know why I thought these were liquid lipsticks, but here we go. All right, 3, 5, 6. I think I want to go with 6. Although 3, it's such a pretty color. Maybe we'll mix 3 and 6. All right, I went in with a quick lip liner situation, and based on the looks of these, they have a little bit of a sheen effect to them, so they're not gonna sit super matte. Like, I really like the Huda Beauty ones because they're like matte and they stay on without moving. I'm gonna go in with number 6, Wish Me Luck. That is so pretty. It kind of smells like a berry. It doesn't feel super slippery or wet on the lips. It does have that sheen effect that we talked about. It's not emphasizing the dry patches. It actually feels pretty comfortable. I want to see if they layer well because, in my humble opinion, this matches the eyes beautifully but a bit too much. So, you know, let's brighten the center a little bit. It layers well. It looks nice. The center is slightly lighter than the edges. The only thing is I feel like I have to be super, super careful because I don't want to get it on my teeth. I honestly thought this was going to be a liquid lipstick, like a matte liquid lipstick. All right, you guys, and here is the completed look. Let's get into it. You know I have my final thoughts, and I'm going to let you know whether or not some of these items are a hot mess or a hot pie. Since the last item I spoke about was the lipsticks, let's get into that because it's a quick something. In my humble opinion, this is going to be a hot mess because it hasn't set. I've been here with this lipstick on my lips for a good 20 minutes and it's still slipping and sliding and getting on my teeth. So for me and my personal taste when it comes to lipsticks, this is going to be a hot mess. What I do like are the shades. The shades are really pretty. If you're out on the market for a nice base that's super affordable, it's gonna get the job done. It's not gonna crease. Snag this one. This is going to be a hot buy due to the price point. If it was way more expensive, save $10, $12, even $8, I would say absolutely not. The fact that this is about about $2, maybe a little less. And they have it available in a variety of shades. And it does the job, a very, very good job. Girl, it's a hot buy. The peach sponge. I'm gonna say it's a hot buy. I actually really liked it. Yes, you have to squeeze it a little more to get into the inner corners, but I was able to kind of like apply the makeup a lot faster. It did a beautiful job, just as well as a brush or a smaller sponge would do, like our, you know, OG sponges. Listen, I'm not mad at her. I totally think this is definitely a sponge to try, so it's gonna be a hot buy. The foundations. These are more on the gold side. There weren't any neutral. Very, very yellow. Even the pinks have yellow in them, which is why I snagged two, and I'm actually pretty happy that number 8 worked. I didn't do anything to my skin. It looks really nice. It doesn't oxidize. The formula is nice, and the itty bitty amount I used did my entire face. So to be honest, I think if you get the right shade, it's gonna be a hot buy. This is super cheap. It's like $4 for an entire bottle. And again, I only used 1 pump. So technically speaking, this is gonna last you forever. The Veroni cover-ups, girl, these are a hot mess. Oh, the way they were very fair. The shades fall more on the pink side over neutral or yellow. So this is not gonna be a product that's gonna work for a lot of people. You're limited when it comes to the shade selection, and the deepest wasn't even that deep, which is why I went with these 2 shades, hoping that they worked, and they didn't. And although I could probably pull off a very small amount under the eye, Nana, did you see those? It didn't even pill. It was like chunks. There's chunks in here, and I don't know why. And this here is gonna be a hot mess express. So girl, if you had that in your car, I'm saving you some money. Grab a whole nother one. We've tried a whole bunch of other TEMU makeup products that are absolutely amazing, and that one's just not one of them. The Chameleon Duochromes, girl, I used the shade number 9. Just saying, if you've looked for duochromes that are affordable, these are it. Get every single freaking color. They're absolutely worth it. Look at my eyeball. I can't wait to play around with this one. This is gonna be a hot buy times 4. It's amazing. The 4-in-1 brow pencil situation. Listen, it's actually pretty cool. Would I use this consistently? No. Did it do the job? Yes. So I'm gonna say it's a hot buy because it did the job. My brows actually look really nice, and the fact that I didn't have to dip into another product in order to sculpt the brow is beautiful. Do I see myself pushing down, doing one of these and all? No, I don't see myself doing all of that. It's still a hot buy, being honest, fully transparent. All the shades don't work for me. They didn't make sense. I don't really see myself using this like that. And then this eyeshadow palette, listen, the shimmers swatched like really chunky, especially this one and this one, but once they went on the eye, they didn't look chunky. I'm very happy to say I approve of those 2 shades. And then the berry shades that I used, these here, and I believe that one, they performed well, considering that it is I'm not gonna say it's an exact dupe, okay? It's not. It's really not. The formula is nowhere near the Huda Beauty ones. However, if you want a similar color story, you don't want to go out of pocket for, I get it. It's so expensive. It's fine. I think this one is a nice alternative. You're gonna get nice color payoff. It's gonna work. It blended. It wasn't messy. It did the job. So considering the performance and the price point, I think it's a hot buy. All right, you guys, and that is it for today's hot buy or hot mess featuring all TEMU products. Let me know in the comment section, did you snag any of these items? Did you remove any of these items out of your cart? Were you curious about any of them? And which ones are you snagging now that you've seen them in action? If you haven't seen my entire TEMU haul, girl, check it out. It went up yesterday. Also, I have a full-on TEMU playlist. Do not miss out on it. Go check it out. I know you're going to fall in love with it because I'm showing you everything from fashion, electronics, household, lifestyle, you name it, it's there. And there's a lot of beauty, including skincare. And if you're new to my channel, I want to take a moment to invite you to join our little family here on the YouTube by hitting the subscribe button below. I upload 6 days out of the week because I want to make sure you have fun, ongoing content at all given times. I'm going to go ahead and recommend 2 videos here on screen. I'm hoping you'll consider checking out, and if you do, I will see you guys over there. Bye, guys.